Hello everybody, Tyre here with episode 22 of the BeamNG Drive Career Mode with the RLS Career Overhaul mod, as well as several others listed down in the description. Starting things off this episode, just wanted to mention and say and all kinds of good stuff about some news, kind of a deal. Episode is a little bit late because I was struggling with some computer issues for no reason, it seemed. And they should, in quotes, be fixed. Knock out my wooden desk here. Yeah, so that shouldn't be an issue anymore. And I also wanted to try to change things up a little bit with thumbnails. So I'm kind of playing with that a little bit as well. Got lots of other stuff going on. But anyway, this is like attempt 2, basically. All we really got done was buying, as we had probably seen, the hopper here. I wanted to go ahead and make this an off-road build vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and dive right on into everything here. So frame, nothing much to do. ABS, we'll leave that as... we could do an ESC as well. No, we don't need none of that. As far as body, that's right, there is just a couple of little things like that. Nothing too crazy that I need to worry about. Nothing that really piqued my interest when I tried to do this before last night. To get it out today, which is Thursday, but now it's Thursday night because I had to also work. And yeah, fun times. But anyway, we're gonna leave everything pretty much stock that way. It looks like front fascia, we could do some LED front fascia, so that'll put LED lights onto there. Radiator, I do want a high performance, probably start there. Then let's see, fenders and hood and stuff like that. There wasn't a whole lot, or doors I should say. The doors definitely do change, but the fenders, no. So I was looking at this, the front left with mirror, so that way we have still the ability to drive around and see what's behind us, if we need to back up or anything. And the fabrics, because they actually are kind of nice that way, it'll also help us lighten up a little bit. And yeah, that'll be because we have, what do we have? External roof rack mount. There we go. That is what I wanted. A snorkel, we definitely need one of those. It's going to be an off-road vehicle, so whenever Utah does come out, we can go ahead and do that. I have a feeling that'll be in the next BeamNG version, though, within that period of time, so that'll while probably, but that's no big deal. Vented hood, we need that because we'll be moving slow. We want to help the air kind of get out. We need also a high-frequency antenna in case we had to call for help, right? We'll leave the horn. Blue interior. I was going to go for the black plastic interior. We can sell the other stuff to kind of get some of our money back in a way that way. Fender flares are fine. Rear seats should be fine. Roll bar, I think that was going to be all right. Yeah, we'll leave that. So as far as the roof with the hard top, we're going to remove it. We're going topless on this, so it has no top on there. The doors are off. I mean, it's just going to look nice, right? It's got to be that way. We're going to do some short rock sliders for the running board type of a deal down here, so that'll definitely help out. Steering wheel. Interrogate, I kind of had an idea about that, but yeah, that's okay. We'll kind of leave that. We want to take off that spare tire because that one will... our departure angle will kind of get decreased with that if we are on something very steep. Also, I am noticing again, we got this darn orange line already going on here. Not sure why it does that. Taillights will leave trimmed. Let's see. I don't want the lettering because it's not really going to be a standard vehicle, and it just makes sense to do that. Windshield bar. What do we mean by that? Let's go free cam here. Ah, okay. Just a little exterior bar that kind of hangs around in the windshield there and everything. That looks like that would be all right. We could remove the glass if we wanted to, but we'll leave that as it is. We can also do, yes, as we have here, square lights on there. So I think we'll leave those. That should do plenty to help. We can do spotlights, but that's also something that can come off as we kind of scrape on the sides and stuff. So we want to leave those off, right? Center skid plate, that should be fine. Engine, this is going to be a fun one. I was looking at doing a 4.0 inline 6 diesel engine here. We could do a diesel race engine, but that's just like, that's overkill, to be honest. So we're just going to do the regular inline 6 diesel here, which it of course is going to die on us, but we'll get through all of that as we continue along in here. Stock long block, we're going to just go ahead and put in an ultra heavy duty one because it costs as much as the heavy duty. We have to use the CJD race ECU. I believe that is the motor is part of CJD, if I am correct in that. And let's see, speed limiter, stability control. We don't need really much of that. We can leave the soft limiter here. That should be okay, but I don't know if I can really adjust too much how it works, but we'll kind of play with that. Ultra heavy duty engine mount, so we don't worry about that. Exhaust. We can do a performance exhaust. Kind of helps to change the sound in a way that I feel is better. It's less bassy and actually kind of works with everything good. I've thought about doing one of these, but I think what we'll do with the intake is we'll leave that. We'll do a drag down there and we'll kind of see how things go. Actually, we're going to go with the dry sump oil system. I think that's because I accidentally double clicked, so we shouldn't really have to worry about that. Should be fine. It's just a small error, nothing crazy. Ultra light flywheel, we'll do that. Oh, actually, let's just do a lightened flywheel. The reason being, if we're crawling real slow, I don't want it to bump and so easily kill the motor. I want it to try to kind of have a little bit of something to help, but still be able to shift a little quicker. Onto the whole bumper situation here. Oh, I can't move. Let's try it. There we go. That wasn't working. So I did look at the plate style, didn't like it. I'm not the hugest fan of this style. Like, yes, this is nice having this in the front. I do agree it has its purpose and everything, but at the same time, I just would like these tubes and maybe they go over the front or something. You know, if I had the ability to make something custom, like an actual mod deal, I would definitely, but that's okay. We'll do the CJD off-road locking front. That should do well, and we'll probably go with a 410 in the front as well. We'll get down to a 410 in the rear. Let's see, as far as engine, I mean, everything here should be fine, because, yeah, we can't do anything but actual turbo and supercharging with the intake, so yeah, that's going to be fine. 410 front, we're good there. We can do a heavy-duty front drive shaft, so we have a less likely chance of breaking it. We're going to go with off-road parts here as well. Nothing for the spindles. That's where it actually broke last time on me as this got that far. Now we can do the off-road springs. It's going to lift her up a little bit. A front sway bar. I mean, I don't know that I really want that so much. Front wheel hubs. I was hoping I could get like an off-road or something, you know, something where it's very light duty. So it helps to still keep us from tipping super easily, but nah, it's okay. Front disc brakes, standard. We'll go with some semi-racing though here. That should do okay. The 15x7s here, we're going to have to change those to 16-inch by, what, 9 probably? A 16x9 or 16x8? It looks like 16x8 is going to be more towards where we're at, and we don't want an Okadai. Let's see what the off-road... I mean, there's 3 variations, so they're obviously different colorings. Or different variations, maybe? Yeah, that's like a dark gray, and then this is probably a white, and that's like a chrome. There's the KRWs here. Yeah, definitely not going to be our off-road wheel, right? Maybe we could otherwise do a 5 slots, but that's not going to happen. So I think that's going to have to be the off-road beadlock wheels, and I think I'm going to go for the middle, which is going to be gray. Once we go ahead and paint things, it'll look a little bit better. Hubcaps has a slot but no part. That's fine. 29 by 9.5, 16 bar grip front tires. We can do 33-inch crawler tires. I think we'll be all right with those. Because, yeah, I mean, it's at quite an angle because they haven't gotten to the rear suspension. But as far as what it looks like with clearance, we should be okay. Maybe I can see about something with the fenders on that. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Could always do power steering, but I don't have a need for that. Here's our diesel tank, so we can let it actually idle now. Our rear bumper, we're going to do the tubular off-road rear bumper as well. So that's actually kind of more towards the style that I wanted the front to be like, but that's okay. We don't need the spare tire mount. Here we go. So live axle, we can't change the type that is, unfortunately. Go with the off-road locking rear diff, though. And let's see, rear shocks, off-road. Nothing for spindles there, okay. Springs, off-road. And we're going to remove that rear sway bar. We're going to have no sway bar, so we got to be a little bit cautious about our driving, but I think we'll be okay. Down here, we were at a 410, so we want to do that as well. That'll help us just a little bit with that. Rear hubs, let's see, rear drum brakes. Ew. And they're 5-lug. We could go for a 6-lug setup, but I don't think I want to do that. So we'll just go ahead and put in the semi-racing pads. We shouldn't have too much of a need to go too far into those, though. This is where we need to go to our 16:9, so we got to scroll down a good ways. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There's so many options. I mean, it's awesome, but this definitely needs 16:8. I was hoping for 16:9, but we're 16:8. I was hoping, though, that, and hopefully this does happen in the future, too, we can like do drop-down menus, so we can select a size, you know, 16-inch, and then a width, 8-inch, and then we can get all the wheels for the 16:8. That'd make it a little bit quicker, I would feel like. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put the crawler tires on the rear, 33s. I think these will be pretty decent. Got our spring shocks, no sway bar. Okay, now what I want to do, collapse down what I can here, make it a little bit easier. Got a 4-wheel drive. I want to do a 4-wheel drive on the crawler style dealie here. And then, actually, in engine management, we can probably try it, even though I doubt it's going to work. It's working. It's doing something, but that's only right now. And then, let's see if I can find the fenders here. Apparently caps lock is on, so I'm yelling at the game to show it to me. Yeah, we kind of have to have them. I mean, this is what we could do. We could do the rock slider flares. Extended rock slider flare. Interesting. We need to go to the other side for that. So yeah, those kind of look a little bit better in my opinion there. Kind of go with it a little better. We do have the weird holes left over from the original deal, but I think we'll be okay. Do that extended. Oopsies. And then the front right is going to be the rock slider version 2, so that'll be a little bit tougher as well. So, you know, if we're sliding through anything we could get through, we'll be all right. So that's not too bad so far. I almost do want to get rid of that, but that's going to help a little bit, mildly, with that. So let's see if there's anything cut we can do. Not really, just going to be wheels. So that looks like that's going to pretty much be the build here. So additional modification, we can do an override module and all that kind of, but we won't worry about that right now. That orange bar thankfully went away, so I don't even have to refresh my screen. Let's go ahead, assess performance. We know it was absolutely horrible to start with because it had an inline 4. But now we have a diesel in here, so we have torque, so we don't have to worry about that. We have the ability to idle extremely low. And with no sway bars, man, does that thing tilt. It's got some go to it, though, I'll be honest. As it stands, it's not bad. 94 miles an hour, 14 seconds. I mean, that's kind of slow. But we've got torque, and I'm curious to see at least what power do we have. And the results are 268 horsepower. Okay, I'm all right with that, honestly. I mean, I don't really see much of a need to try to make things more difficult to drive. And we did 94 miles an hour to 14.42, so that's pretty all right. I think next up we need to go into painting. We need to give it some color. I've never enjoyed how the camera kind of puts it off to the side on the right, but that's okay. Okay, gloss metallic custom. So that's kind of where I want to go, is the custom. Let's see. How about something more like over here? I mean, that's a color, all right. Kind of trying to take a look here, see what I can do. I'm gonna go up with the clear coat roughness and stuff too, because I want it to be a little bit more matte. In fact, we might not even do clear coat. Would be nice to kind of get more light than just this little front bit on it, but I think we'll be okay. And as far as metallic, I mean, that really, I kind of feel like a little bit is good, but I think that's going to really be about it. I mean, we can do the bars that are up in here, and I believe that's going to be paint number 2. Maybe not. No, paint 3. There we go. We'll just do them as black. So remove paint 2, that'll save us just a touch of money. And I think that's going to be our truck. And of course, my controller, it was like, you're not playing anything. No. So it shut off. But we got it back up here. It's just a matter of the game recognizing the controller. I do a few things here. Yeah, there it goes. It's saying plugged, unplugged. What am I doing? There we go. And the nice thing about these CJD differentials here is that these are limited slip locking. So they stay in limited slip mode. So even if you're not like going extreme off-road or you're just driving around, you could leave it in 4-wheel drive. That's not an issue. I could definitely see though that we might need to get rid of the rack on top, to be honest. Because I mean, yes, we don't have any sway bars, but man, does this thing ever want to roll right now. Probably honestly gonna roll it at some point pretty soon if I don't. Yeah, that was just about a roll right there. While I enjoy the look of it and everything and the way it's kind of working with everything, whoa. Yeah, I'm already almost rolling over. And I mean, I could put on some sway bars, but this is meant to be more of a kind of rock crawlery deal, so I'm gonna pull that off. Plus, I don't know, it doesn't quite sit with me and feeling right there. So yeah, let's go roof. We're gonna remove that, confirm, and it should at least be a little less likely to roll here. Ooh, I should go do some tuning, shouldn't I? Let's go, and since we're here, into the tuning tab. And let's see, so oil volume, we can go like 9.5 liters, give it a little extra, and that's not in the crankcase because it's dry sump, so that's just the amount that flows. Helps to keep it, like if it's starting to get hot, it kind of gets hot slower. Also, I need to get rid of the trim. I'll have to go ahead and pop it into there. So forward, rear, so this is our front LSD mode locking. I'm gonna go down to 20, and our rear can be, I don't know, let's say 40. That might be a little aggressive. We'll go 33. I think we'll be good there. Reverse locking is fine with that. Preload I don't really usually touch. We could actually bring this down until it like stops wanting to cooperate. But that's going to be a test that I'm going to have to hop on in for. Doesn't really like that. I can tell you that just by hearing it. Let's go 575. I think that's going to be a good one. Yeah, I think we're good there. We can do some spring height as well. Ground clearance isn't too bad. I mean, that cross member and our differentials are really going to be our two big spots there. Other than that, Got a decent amount of ground clearance. I think maybe I will go up like 0.5 here on each. It's going to make it a little bit more tippy again, but I think we'll be okay. And that's really about it for what we can do besides tire pressure, which I'm going to drop even further down to 12 in the front and maybe 11.7 in the rear. Now we'll go ahead and test it out, and we'll go the correct way for what I want to go to. Let's see, how are those lights? Yeah, they're pretty good. Oh, okay. We'll run just the low beams here. We can see them shooting out pretty good. I think we're in kilometers per hour on there, aren't we? Yes, we are. That's another thing that I'll have to change as well. There we go. That's the nice thing of this diesel. I mean, we're in 5th gear just cruising here. This is definitely not a highway cruiser, though. I can tell you already from seeing how the gearing is at 5th gear. .55, it's already at 1800 RPM, so it'll really be about as fast as I would ever take one of these anyway. Got some cars freaking out here. Let's go ahead and take this little path here, see how she does. Ooh. As long as I don't roll over, but honestly, that's holding pretty good right there. Do I dare? I think I want to do it. $1,500 credits, 1,600. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Helps us kind of recoup some of the cost of the truck build here. Seems to be doing pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and pull up here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a low gear. We can even just sit in second. I think with this one will be more than fine. And it is doing honestly very well right now. I think the big thing is not having sway bars is helping out. So it gave us 1,800 in cash and 90 XP for a reward. We'll kind of come around this way to see about doing this other one down here. And honestly, I can run these tires even lower if I wanted to, because these are beadlock rims and these are modded. But we have a good little bit of squish, so we can kind of see in the front there how that's holding up. The rear, though, I think we can even go lower. But then again, when we're going uphill at least, it's not that bad. So let's go ahead and see what we can do through here. Not moving quick enough. And I mean, it's just, it kind of bounces a little bit, but other than that, it's doing very well. Until I get high centered on something. There we go. 4,000, very nice. So we took 0.1% damage, which basically is just because of us doing that. But we got 4,100 credits. Let's go ahead and do it again. I want to see maybe if I stick a little bit more to the right, at least in the start, and then work my way to the left, if that'll help. A little bit of a ground clearance issue there for a moment, but I think we're doing okay. Oh, no, we're not. Motor's off, and we're upside down, and we're stuck upside down. I still gotta get rid of that body trim, but... wonder if I can... Doubt I can do anything with my character here. Yeah, it's not gonna... Of course. Oh yeah, that kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and just look upright. Total road. Let's total road because that'll put me back here and get me upright. Yeah, maybe bigger tires? There should be bigger tires. There should be much bigger tires though. In fact, let's go ahead and just tow to the Belasco City Garage here. So a little bit closer to where we want to be. And let's see if I can find some bigger tires or not. I mean, we really can't go any bigger than the 33s that are on here without it clipping. Because unfortunately I can't find any of the cut stuff. But yeah, it's part customization. Says experimental, but won't let me ever do it. We need to repair. We'll go ahead and probably burn up another voucher. That's instant, free, and everything else. And it says it went 0% up, so basically nothing to worry about. And wheels, we're going to have to go back down to 15-inch. We'll probably see, we got Sandstar, clockwise, all that kind of different stuff, but we want to kind of scroll down here to like the 15x8. 15x8 should have the off-roading deals here pretty good. I got different options. Okay, let's take a look. Those ones ain't too bad looking. Not too bad. It's okay. I don't like that as much. I mean, I'm not a fan of the, like, deal like that, but whatever. We can deal with that, right? So we need the 15x8 track fab on this side as well. So 15x8. And it looks like we did the 200. Good. And then we'll go ahead and get some tires, maybe? If it lets me out of there. I thought I was out of there, and I wasn't, apparently. These are mud terrains that are on here at 27-inch. I mean, not really my thing. It looks like... Oh, man, do we not have anything bigger than 27-inch for this? I could have sworn there were going to be bigger tires than that. We do 27x10 and super terrains, but that's still 27-inch tires, so that's not going to work for me. So maybe we have to go to the 17. I think that's where the big tires are going to be. 17x8. And the Gabbo Sport 5s. We got all of these others I'm not seeing. I mean, if we just put these in just for the sake of taking a look, I am sure these are not the kind of wheels I'm looking for. And we'll go front suspension, front wheel hubs, front wheels, front tires. Because that's going to be all road tires. Yes, not off-road tires. I'm going to go ahead, take a few moments, poke around, see if I can find some that fit and get me some bigger tires here. Alrighty, guys. So here's what we got, and I could not find anything. So I said, all right, we're gonna go add another mod. We got here narrow. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Honestly, narrow is what I'll say. Off-road wheels and tires. It is an older mod, so there is a potential that it may clash with other things, not work. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot here. Hopefully it works out. So far, it seems like it. I don't see any reason that the tires shouldn't work. It is from 2022, so it is a little bit on the old side, like 3 years, but you know, it should be all right. And it allowed me to get some 35-inch tires on the 17x9s, which I found out are colorable as well. So if we go back into the painting, I have them set for slot 2. And what we can do is we can change these. And I was thinking a nice gray. Maybe not. A glossy gray, maybe? With the clear coat on them. Doesn't look too bad. A little bit darker. Okay, there we go. I think that's a good color for that. Works pretty good. Matches with the seats and stuff a little bit better. Now that we got the 35s, we also need to... Went a little too far forward. Go in here, and we're probably going to just raise this all the way up. Why not, right? Give us even more ground clearance. So we gained about an inch and a half, about an inch actually, I'm sorry, because we went up 2 inches total tire height, size, and we got 1 inch on the bottom half. So we got an inch there, and then we probably gained another couple of inches there with the increased height. So not too bad. I do keep forgetting, and since I'm here, oh, much better. Much better. And let's go ahead and get some money back. We'll go into my parts, inventory, sell all. These should all be for the hopper. I'm just going to take a quick scroll to make sure that they are the right. So there we go. Apparently I'm kind of falling apart here. Maybe I need to grab an energy drink. That was weird. What was that? Oh, it was like the fabric kind of doing some weird stuff. I didn't know the fabric actually moved. That's pretty cool. All right, let's hop on in. That door really wings out a long ways there. Suppose if the hinges are on the outside, that'll happen. So yep, we got that. We go ahead and put on just our standard headlights here. We can see they're pretty good. And these are super terrain tires as well, so let's just, for the fun of it, go down this path a little bit. We'll kind of cut up and over, though. Ooh, we got a floating tree. I did not notice that before. Interesting. Oh, we need to go like this and this. And I just rolled it right on over. Try that again. Of course, they're going to have some clipping through things with the tires and all that. They're going to do that, but... we got another 893, so we took 0.7% damage, so really nothing much at all. But there is a reason I wanted to build this truck, and I'm a little bit nervous because I still know that rolling off is an extreme danger in this deal that I'm looking at doing. But we're still going to give it a shot. First, I want to go through here, then we'll go on over to East Coast, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, stick on. Stay here. And we'll show you what we got going on. So let's go ahead and try this now that we have a little bit more ground clearance. We should be able to get a little bit further. I think these tires might actually be almost too sticky. Yeah, ooh. Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna flip upright. And I'm just gonna wait the few seconds here. It looks like even my steering has gone crooked a little bit, so just a little bit. That's okay, we can manage that. So let's go ahead and try this again. We shouldn't have any issues with getting hung up. At least I should say we shouldn't have as many issues. Yeah, I think these are a little overpowered, so I'm probably going to change them out before we go because it's also going to cause an issue with rolling. As we can see, my steering, I mean, I'm pulling a wheelie here. That's not quite right. Yeah, I'm going to change these out because these are... Yeah, modded tires can be fun, but also they can cause issues like this. I'm really having a hard time steering to the right now because of my front left being so crooked. I gained another 1,700 credits. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, take this on back, and I'll meet you guys back when we get over to East Coast. All right, here we are, East Coast. Time to have some fun, right? Well, there's one thing I need to check out first. We're almost to the area I want to be, but as you can see, I put down a marker up here. We're going to try and take this a little bit slower. We're also going to put it back into four-wheel drive. That'll help us just a little bit. Kind of need, I guess, not necessarily something this crazy, but definitely something decent here. A little bit of a frame ratey deal there for a second, but I think we'll be okay. I think we can try and ignore that, right? This is what it would look like going down here. Ooh. Fully on the brakes, trying to keep her yeah, there we go. Yeah, the little path thing is not the greatest right there. But it did do some tuning as well, and I mean, it's better, but it's really hard to get this thing to try to actually stay straight. I might have to put in something for the sway bars. I might have to do something about that. Let's go ahead, pop on out of here. Try not to fall into the water. There is this little secluded cabin is what it's called. We've got a little chunk missing, and oh, wait, something happened there as it loaded in. What do we have here? It's like a little okay. Couple of spikes here, so be careful. This is a pretty cool little thing. So the town is right over there. I just want to grab this. If we have the ability, we're going to grab this. This gives us even more vehicle slots. So why not, right? Like a moth or something that just flew in front of my face. Did it again. Kind of distracted me. All right, let's go ahead. Drive on up this here and get ourselves on out. We should be good. We got crawler tires this time as well. I went up to a 36-inch. So we have just a hair bit more ground clearance as well, but all the more risk of rolling over. Also lowered the tire pressure, being that we have such big tires. We should be fine running really low. I don't want to go too much lower than like where I'm at, but the lowest is the rear. Yeah, the rear is lowest at like 7 pounds. I really wouldn't go much lower than that because then, well, it's very easy to de-bead the tire because these are not bead locks from what I can understand, even though they look like they might be. They're kind of that look-alike-y thingy. And is it? It's not there. Nope. That was the original way I went down. I'll say maybe it was that one. No, I think it's right here. Well, maybe it is that one I just passed. I should just use the map, right? Yeah, here we are. So this is a little free roam event. I think the markers are a little bit wrong. So let's take a look here at what we got going on. Yeah. This is going to be Widowmaker Crawl. Target time of 3 minutes. I think maybe that's a little bit quick, but who knows? Maybe I'll be lucky. Set route, even though I don't need to set route. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, that'll be this. Goal here. Ooh. Weird. Now that I've done that, gone in and out, does it go back to being normal, or is it... No, I wonder if that is to do with the waypoint thingy here. Let's try setting and clearing the waypoint. I'm not sure what just happened here. Okay, that's better. Something weird here. So we started the event, and this is exactly where I have failed in the past. So we're going to try to go really slow, put everything locked. Well, we'll just do rear lock, not the front. We'll leave the front in limited slip. We'll leave it in low gear. We should be okay there. Take our time. If it takes us more than 3 minutes, that's okay. Rely mostly on engine braking, which it looks like we have a lot of. And I remember when this was actually added to East Coast. Oh my goodness, this was a challenge back in those days in vanilla. This was well before a lot of mods were out like this, like we have now. That was really simple times in comparison. East Coast is going to be always one of my favorite maps, just because it brought so much fun and entertainment for me back in the day. But everything so far is going pretty smooth, which that's good. This is definitely a lot less aggressive than I remember it being, so yeah, I think we're okay here. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've gone down this anyway. It seems like tires and everything, we're doing great with how everything is set up here. And then that happened. Let's see, I need to go up. No. Do that and flip upright. And I think it's going to be taking us out of the race when I do that. Yeah, because we would have seen warnings already showing up, so it unfortunately did. We broke all of our lights up there. But I guess we're just going to go in reverse now. There we go. So, yeah. That kind of stinks. We were doing so good, we almost had it, and then I just had to flip it over. This is always the way that it was, that we would go down. This part is pretty much the same. think I can hear that our fan just kicked on, or no? Oh, that's right. Still get this issue. Cars will randomly spawn down here, down at that kind of end for some reason, and sometimes on bits here. But yeah, back in the day, I remember this pretty much being all the same, and we go underneath this bridge, but there was a difference there, and it was much harder. I mean, this is like a walk in the park, I guess, you know, just easy peasy in comparison to how it used to be, as long as you don't do something like that. Yeah, I just busted my steering completely. Okay, that's another issue with the truck, I guess. Let's see. We'll probably go to... Where is it? Secluded cabin, because that's right here next to the whole thing, which, see, it's right over there. So it's not too bad. We got a couple of other little spots we can take a look at. They're not necessarily free roam events, but we could definitely do that. But I'm gonna need to repair the truck. Oh, we got a little spot here where you get stuck again. So if this does happen and you can't get out, because I'm trying, good idea is to firstly turn down the camera speed because it always goes up so high. There we go. So I used Alt W to spawn the player character up into the air, basically move them there, and then that worked. 0.03, yeah, we're gonna take another hit. We're gonna go for it, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a look at some of the different spots that are actually off-road here in the map. It is a smaller map, but a lot of people think it doesn't have a lot to offer, but in my opinion, for the size, it has a lot to offer. It's just that everybody thinks about the highways, and there's more to it than that. So let's carry on over this way. Still in low gear. Kind of take it a little easy right through here. Just a little bit, not too easy. And then even right here, we can actually get our tires in the water a good bit. Yeah, this is actually a difficult one. So yeah, we need the rear and front, and we'll go into low gear, and we should be able to just kind of easily crawl up it very nice and slow. A lot of people think you need to fly up with speed, and it's like, oh, you do that, you spin your tires, you're losing traction, you're not putting down power. But now, see, just keep it going about 5 miles an hour or so, 6 it looks like we're sticking at. Getting a little bit quick there. I'm going to slow her down just to kind of play it safe. But than that, very easy. So yeah, that's the idea there. Just put it on into that, unlock. All right. Next thing I want to take a look at that West Coast has for off-roading, which actually has quite a good few. We do have a free roam here, so it looks like 1 minute 50 seconds for Seaside Overlander. I'm not sure if that time is going to be the best, but let's give it a shot. Anyway, I think we'd need more time than that, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, again, that may have been made easy, so. And as far as the handling and the drivability of the truck, it's not too bad. The hopper does all right. It actually doesn't have so much of a rollover kind of issue anymore. I mean, it still can, but it seems to be a lot better now that I've tuned the toe. That was really crazy. We had like almost 2 degrees of toe in one tire and like 0.4 degrees of negative toe in the other tire. It was all like, what's going on here, you know? So I cleaned that up, and like I said, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better. Of course, we got to go to the right to go to the left. I kill the motor. take a little shortcut, and then we want to head on down this way. Unfortunately, this motor as well has the issue of cruise control not working ideally, but it is working. Is this guy gonna like pass them, or what is he doing here? He's got his blinker on. Might turn off up here just in a moment. No, it's still on. Huh. I would have thought that they would turn it off on their own, but I could be wrong on that as well. All right, let's go ahead and line up here. Should get a double yellow line. And this one, at least for the most part, is pretty easy. It's towards the middle, it kind of gets rough, if it is still like it used to be when I've gone down this stuff. Yeah, right through here is a little bit rough. Just gotta be a little careful. A little bit of roughness right here. Just go a little gentle. Yeah, this is kind of the middle section I'm talking about. It's kind of difficult for these couple of bits, but other than that, it's mostly just a dirt path. There we go. Wonder if I can get down to that island over there. Probably not. Looks like the water would be way too deep, but it'd be pretty cool to be able to do that. It would be. Maybe that's where we'll have to get one of the boats and go start traveling around in the water. Rescue boat or the little other jet ski type of thing. I forget what it was called again. I think low gear may have been a little optimistic. So we are pretty much done. There's one little bit of a section right here with the hill. There we go. So our time is 2.5 minutes. So yeah, I think that goal time thing is a little on the optimistic side. Maybe 2 minutes, minute 45, something like that would be pretty all right. What else do we have? Well, there's quite a lot, to be honest. We had one that I had also tried before with the rally car that did not work, and that is down here somewhere in the river. Gotta kind of follow the river to see. Let's see. That's not it then. It was on the river. Where did it go? It was basically right here. It goes up that part. And that is something else you can do, but I don't see it anywhere here. Huh. Well, let's go ahead, though, and we're going to go to the farmhouse, and then we can just head on over there directly. Got just enough time where I think we can stretch the episode a little long, but then go for that. So we're going to go towing. We need to go to farmhouse. And basically, we just need to turn left and go down here. Kind of crazy, because you spawn and you really don't think about the fact that there is a road right here. At least in my case, I don't. I don't know. If you've played any of my rally missions, you'll recognize that section of the road to the left. Otherwise, let's carry on down this way. Yeah, and this is the thing, like, there really is a good bit of stuff to do here. I really truly do believe it just is... You gotta adventure. You can't just take a car everywhere. Some of these rocks, it seems like their collision is off. I'm not sure if that's related to the mod or not, but yeah, now we can go up this little creek here. And there was a time trial here. Maybe there'll be one that comes back. I'll never know. Yeah, that's it. Whoops. We gotta straighten her out just a little bit. Let's go ahead and try that again. Try getting out of there. Oh, my rear drive shaft broke. Seriously? Good thing I have four-wheel drive. So that means I'm now in front-wheel drive. Maybe there's a stronger drive shaft I can do too. This front-wheel drive is not going to really cut it, I don't think, because I can't even really get out of that. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and give it another shot here. Not gonna work. Okay, I guess, but yeah, well, let's just go to show anyway. Let's go back to farmhouse. And the truck's rolling away. Parking brake. There we go. Let's, yeah, we need to repair. That is gonna be 990 credits, it looks like. For private repair, otherwise 0%, we'll take it then that way for another voucher. So yeah, we burned up a few vouchers this time on the truck, but it's kind of the risk you take with off-roading. I mean, I could have went with a little bit smaller wheels, maybe do the sway bars, stuff like that, you know, but not too sure. Let's see though if there is a different drive shaft. So rear drive shaft, heavy duty. Okay. Hopefully that'll help out a little bit. Let's give it one more shot. We got just a couple more minutes, so might as well. In fact, what do we have right here? This is probably where it's been moved to. Production car trials A. Interesting. Interesting. Ah. Yeah, let's do this. It's something unique. Let's change it up. So, course A, Furwood Production Cars Trials Competition. Interesting. Okay, we got ourselves a little prefab situation going here and everything. All right. Really got much for traction or anything, but a pretty neat little deal to do this way. Conk. Just about lost the rear bumper. It's kind of funny, it detached on the other side as well. So there we go. Wow. So apparently I didn't finish because I didn't get anything there. So, I mean, it's obviously a work in progress. I didn't get any of the points for anything, but that's still a neat little something to take a look at. It's kind of curious what we have sitting here, you know, and that turns out to be what it was. Yeah, I wonder if I could do this. I'm going to go ahead and try this. If I mess this up so badly, then I guess that'll be the end of the episode, right? This shouldn't be too bad through here, though. We just got to take our time. Lock the diffs, go into low gear. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of back to the same spot we were just a little bit before. There we go. Pop it up, and we got to kind of straddle through there. This thing is bouncing everywhere with these rocks, but it does work. Oh, that's not good. I have no steering? No? No, but it's definitely messed up. Steering is really weak. There we go. Yeah, okay, something, so like my axle rotated? I've never seen that happen, I'll be honest. Not something like that in here. Yeah, my axle is rotated. We can actually see. Let's go like this. Only for the sake of demonstration. Well, no, I can't even because it'll reset the vehicle. I can't even move it. Yeah, so my drive shaft in the front is still connected, but you can see my differential. The whole thing has moved 90 degrees backwards or forwards, or that's unique. That is very unique. You know what, guys? I think that's going to be it for today's episode, though. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure to hit the like button. If you want more BeamNG content, go ahead and subscribe. Check out all the mods listed down below. Go ahead, click the link down there if you want to join my Discord. Otherwise, leave your topics, opinions, suggestions, comments, and ideas, thoughts, and whatnot all down in the comments below. Yeah, no, that is it for today's episode, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.